Hey, it is Kristen Lee, aka Super K, and today I want to ask you if you've discovered the power of our hearts. Now, before I get into this, I want to thank everybody who sent their condolences for the passing of my grandmother. She was 92, going to be 93, September 7th. There she is with me and my husband. And, it was bittersweet because, she lived a beautiful life and I miss her presence. But I want to integrate today's talk about that because when she passed, I was on my flight to Massachusetts to go and see her in the hospital. She went in unexpectedly. And before I landed, she had passed. And I felt this sense of peace in my heart. And my grandmother was very spiritual. She used to read cards. And with a deck of cards, and she used to read our cards since we were little, and it was something we always did, and it was a really beautiful thing because she was able to come to me in different ways after she passed. So I just want to share a quick story of the power of the heart and the messages of how we can actually connect to past loved ones. So a few days went by after I got there and getting everything ready for the funeral, and her deck of cards that she promised to give me when she passed were missing. We couldn't find them anywhere, and there were many family members who wanted it. So I said to myself, I said, you know what, maybe it's a beautiful thing that they had disappeared because there were many family members who wanted these cards in memory of her. And so we're cleaning out her place, and a book I found in her house, which was, this is from 1936, The Complete Book of Fortune. And I never saw this book the whole time I've known my grandmother. And so as I'm cleaning things out, my stepbrother was like, hey, do you want this book? And I said, absolutely. So I took the book, and that night I went home and I was praying and saying, Grandma, please come to me and, connect to me in some way, whatever the way is that you're able to connect spiritually to me. I just don't feel your presence how I, know it's possible. And so I closed my eyes and I sat in prayer and meditated, and I heard the most beautiful thing that I felt the presence of my grandmother in that moment. And she said, fill your heart full of love and with loving gratitude, and try to feel that more than the sorrow. And so at that moment I thought, okay, so I put on my heart rate monitor. Those of you who have watched me over time, I have this heart rate monitor that lets me know when I'm in heart and brain coherence, which is connecting your heart, feeling emotions so strongly and thinking beautiful thoughts that it creates this coherence that actually emanates this magnetic field out into the quantum field. So I did that, and I sat there and I heard quietly in my mind, I heard, get the book. And I went, what book? And all of a sudden I looked over and this book was on the floor. So I picked it up and I said, okay, well now what do I do? And I sat there quietly and I heard, open it. So I grabbed the book and I just opened it. And again, here I am. I just opened it to the first few pages. And inside here, it was fortune telling by playing cards. Now, when I asked my grandmother how she learned how to read cards with a playing card deck, she said her mother taught her, because her mother and grandmother used to do this. My great-great-grandmother was a plant medicine healer. And so she taught her, and she gave her this book. Well, because of the fact I couldn't find the playing cards that mystically disappeared out of her place, I opened this book. This is the book that she learned how to read a deck of cards. And it has everything I need to learn to be able to read it. So if I wasn't blessed with this book, I know my grandmother put this in my presence because it wasn't the deck of cards that I needed. It was the meaning behind it of me wanting to learn how to read the deck of cards like my grandmother used to do for us, so I can pass that on and continue. So I thought it was a beautiful blessing where my grandmother was able to connect to me because I quieted my mind and I listened to my heart. I filled my heart full of love and joy, just looked at old photos. I've got a stack of old photos of my grandmother, and sat there and felt the love that I felt when she was here and still continue to feel for her, but it allowed her to come through and give me messages in different ways. Now, people go, I wish I could connect to past loved ones, and we are all able to. It's all about raising our frequency, our emotional vibration to one of love more than sorrow. So one thing, this may be all new, and if it doesn't resonate with you, then this live isn't for you. But what I've noticed, and I've done this over and over again, is when we elevate our emotions, because when we leave this dense, low vibrational body, because we are very dense in matter, we are able to elevate our emotions. So if we want to connect with those who have passed over into the heavenly realm, we have to raise our vibration to their vibration, because they're not in this dense body. They are pure spirit and soul. They are pure energy, and energy never dies. So to me, death is an illusion in a sense. Yes, we lose this body of matter, but our soul continues on, which is connected to God and is eternal. And so I was able to, by hearing her say to me, fill your heart full of love and gratitude more than sorrow, and that is how you will be able to connect to me. It's like a radio station, turning a radio dial and being on the right channel. I was on the wrong channel because I was feeling a little bit of sorrow and sadness, even though I know she is always present in her spirit. But that allowed her to connect to me and give me the message that what I was looking for is actually in this book that her mother gave her in the 30s. How amazing is that? So I thought that was really beautiful to be able to connect to my grandmother in that way. And we're all able to. And how we do it is through our heart. And so as I was cleaning out her house as well, I found a few things. I found this photo and has Mary and Jesus on this side. And if you notice, the heart is what's lit up with a flame. One has thorns, one has flowers, one's bleeding. And it really resonated with me that we need to focus on the heart. And I've known that for a while. And that's why I started a nonprofit, the Heart and Soul Project, to open hearts, reignite souls, to unlock humanity's potential, raise our consciousness to that Christ consciousness. And when I look at this photo that was of my grandmother's, this is one photo that I really loved, that I always reminded me of her, is this halo reminds me of, it makes me, and I don't know, it could be represented by anyone else, but of the Christ consciousness. And if you look, it's sacred geometry going around the crown of light of consciousness. And I felt, as I was looking at the photos, that's what our journey is to connect to that Christ consciousness, which is living in our hearts, removing those thorns that have brought us down with false beliefs, shame, pain, guilt, grief that we hold on to, the shame, pain, everything that we take with us on our daily life. It removes us from the ability to connect to our higher selves, to God, to whatever, to loved ones, whoever is in a higher vibrational state. And so my mission is to truly open my heart to the point that I have the ability to connect to all dimensions, because we are multi-dimensional beings. It may sound crazy if you don't follow a spiritual type journey, and it may sound, or it may resonate with you, but we have the ability to connect to other realms. Like I was able to connect to my grandmother. I was able to hear her in the way that was comfortable for her to give me that information. And it isn't like I heard it out loud, other people could hear it. It was more of a vision and a sound and a thought that came into me to allow me to hear her say, go to the book and open the book. And as soon as I opened it, it opened up to that page of the complete book of fortune telling by playing cards, which is what my grandmother used to do to me. So I thought that was so beautiful that I was able to connect in that way. So guys, I want you to focus and try this out. It is going to be my goal. I'm going to work on this and do it consistently, because I'm hearing 30 days of constant meditation and heart-centered meditation, not just sitting there quiet, shutting up your brain, because I hate to say it, our monkey brains take control of us, and it's hard for many to shut their mind up, and that's why they don't meditate. They're not aware that of the proper way, and there's multiple ways to meditate. But if you can focus and really get your heart going, your heart is, like I said, a generator that creates a magnetic frequency. Now, if you're desiring something in your life and you're feeling lack, you're feeling fearful, you're feeling shameful because maybe you spent money on something you shouldn't have, and you're wanting money to come in, but you're feeling less than worthy, sorry, I'm trying to think of the word, of receiving, it will never come. So using your heart and being grateful for what you have now is the only way to create that magnetism to attract to you. And also, guys, I want you to focus not just on your heart, but your thoughts. You have to have a coherence with your heart and your thoughts. You can't think, oh, stupid me, I did this or that. It's not possible. You need to think, anything is possible. I am able. Speak words of affirmation into your life. Hey, Mark, aka Kristen Lee. I love it. So I want you guys to truly try this, because I'm not going to lie, it has changed my life in a way that I truly feel like I'm playing the game of life. And using all the things that I read in the Bible, but in a more spiritual, symbolic way where, in Romans 12:2, it says, don't be conformed by the patterns of this world, but by the renewing of your mind. And that is so important because in this world today, we see a lot of fear-based media, and we don't allow it to, if you don't allow it to infiltrate your heart and you start feeling fear, but you are feeling faith, because faith is so important. We have to have faith that things are going to work out, because if you aren't aware, when you feel fear, that fear creates a chemical release in your body to cause dis-ease. Dis-ease is what creates disease in your body. So every thought of fear, anxiety, stress, it is actually what is killing us because it's toxifying our body, our blood. When you feel grateful, gratitude, love, harmony, peace, kindness, compassion, that is what you need to send those good chemicals into your body that actually reverse the signs of aging. Grow those telomeres that are on your chromosomes. And that is what is going to help us create the longevity, but also the Christ consciousness, the consciousness of what Jesus Christ had, what Buddha had, what all these other disciples had, that had the consciousness to connect those that wrote the Bible. They were connected through their Christ consciousness to hear what God wanted them to write in the Bible, okay? And it's about having high vibes. Yes, Mark, high vibes. It is so important. You need to make sure your thoughts are vibrating at the same frequency as your heart. Now, this is something that we are not trained to do, okay? We have never been taught how to do this. But I have been doing this time and time again and watching the synchronicities flow in, showing me the proof that God is giving us these gifts when we follow the principles that he gave us of the law of reciprocity, law of attraction. We can attract to us. That is our gift. Our heart is our gift. We are the most amazing technology. Okay. Yes, our body is a technology. Think of us as a computer system. Our brain fires and wires neurons. Those are connectors. And we have something called the pineal gland that for many has been calcified through fluoride, through processed food. When you decalcify that by alkalizing your body, you slowly get rid of that through meditation. By keeping yourself vibing high on positive emotions, you actually decalcify that. And that pineal gland is like, it's amazing. It acts like a transducer and actually helps you connect to your higher self, to God, and create the things, co-create your reality. Co-creating your reality is something that some may think is a false hope. But I know for a fact by doing this, I've been doing this for the last 2 years, really scientifically using myself as a science experiment. I have a BioWell machine that scans my fingers of the energy that emits from them to tell me what chakras are aligned, how much energy is going to them, what my energy field is. Okay, we have a Taurus energy field going around us, that this energy field, the higher vibing it is, the more love that emanates from it, the further it goes out. And that's what's going to attract the people, the places, the things that we need to fulfill our destiny. Now, we are all given a specific reason why we're here, a gift that no one else on this planet has. That's why every single one of our lives is so valuable. And right now it's tough for people to feel their value. They're fearful of watching what's going on. They're feeling lack if they're losing their job. Or, the pandemic hurt a lot of people through, their self-worth, the fear base. But we can elevate that, move past that. And honestly, this is my goal and hope, that more people live in their heart space. Because if you haven't seen what's going on in this world right now, we've got fires going everywhere. We've got catastrophes happening. We've got tornadoes showing up in states that they've never had tornadoes. We've got hurricanes going in states that haven't had them in years. I have watched, and I've been studying this, where we as a collective coherence, our collective consciousness through our hearts, if we act in love, we are actually doing more service to the planet, where we can keep this catastrophic events of the weather at bay, in a sense. So there was a documentary I watched, and I'm actually going to create a video for my YouTube channel and to air here as well. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. that it was showing that in 2008, I believe it was, I could have the date wrong, where the Gulf had an oil spill and there was hurricanes meant to come and hit us. And now if that hurricane came, that oil would rise up and be like an atomic bomb. It would set fire and explode everything because of that oil if it was lifted up into the air. So there were groups of people, thousands of people meditating in a heart coherence, feeling love for themselves and others, sending out that high vibration, where that was the 1 year every storm that was supposed to hit the panhandle completely turned. Not a single one came to hit where the oil spill was. Every single one turned, and it was because everybody was in a collective heart and brain coherence. No fear, only love, and love conquers all. Love is the answer. And if these photos, like, it means so much more to me now when I found these at my grandmother's house of the heart emanating. This is what we need to focus on. It's been in front of us, these symbols, our whole life, and we haven't paid attention to it because we've been so stuck into the thoughts of fear around us that we never really thought, wow, I'm in control. So what I have been doing is focusing on love even when times are tough. And I have faith that everything will work out for the greater good of all. And everything ends up working out for the greater good of all. They say if you end up having a bad, bad news, or, something's going wrong in your business or something, go on vacation. They say go on vacation, forget it all, because when you have heart and joy happening at the same time, everything else has to work out. It's one of the Creator's laws. So it's so beautiful, and I hope I can inspire more people to do this work, because it's not just for us. Not just for us. Hey, thank you, Michael. I have faith too. Yes, it's not just for us, guys. It's for humanity, the planet as a whole. And I actually had one video flagged as inappropriate because I was talking about more of stuff going on in the world than I probably is allowed on Facebook. So I'm going to try to not go there. But if we all find our heart space and connect to our heart, guys, it is so powerful what we can do. And I ask you to try it. Whenever you see, storms going to hit somewhere, have compassion and love in your heart, and let's see what we can do as a collective. Now, this isn't something new that I just came up with. It was more of an epiphany revelation to me. But the Heart Math Institute, if you look them up, they've been studying this for years. And they have an app for heart coherence, and I actually use it with my machine. You can use your cell phone or whatever, but it helps show the heart coherence of those that are doing this together as a collective, and we're raising the frequency and vibration of the planet. Now, you may think, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but I have a vision that one day we will be interplanetary, where, we obviously have these, I hate calling them aliens because they're, I'm going to call them interdimensional beings coming to us. You're seeing sightings of them coming here, and I feel as if we're going to be tried, and this is what I said in the last video, to fear them. But they're trying to show us that they are trying to show us how to be benevolent, loving, kind creatures to one another, because they have so much information to give us and we can connect to them, but we're not able to when we don't have that heart and brain coherence of love and compassion, right? And yes, do the dance around the topic so the viewers can read between the lines. Yes. So I feel it is so powerful. And I did with the Heart Math Institute, I did a meditation. This is only one of the ones, I did 3 of them, where I was able to bend this spoon with no force. Now this spoon is super tight. Like I'm trying to bend it back now, and it's solid silver. And with the heart meditation, I did 3 hours just feeling love in my heart, sending it out to everybody and everyone. It made the spoon so warm, I was able to just easily bend it over. I have one that I twisted it. I can't find it. My son ended up breaking it off the tip of the spoon while he was playing with it. He has the bottom half, but it, the spoon broke. It got so warm. But our hearts, guys, I just want everybody to find a little bit of love and joy in their heart, because when we do this, the shift is real, guys. The shift is coming. And I believe we are going to be able to shift the energy on this planet when we get 1% of the population to live and respond from the heart rather from fear, shame, pain, guilt. And I actually have a modality that I've been studying called cogno movement that helps remove those false beliefs in the body, believe it or not. And miracles happen when you open space and you get rid of that pain, shame, guilt, fear, and replace it with love. I promise you, the miracles that will happen to you will go, holy cow, how was this possible? It was possible through God's gift to us of our hearts. When we start feeling more loving compassion, watch it come back to you, because like attracts like. And so when you're sending out this loving vibration on a daily basis more than you are, 51% of the time, we need to try and flip it where we're in our heart space more than our fear or shame or stress or anything else. We need to focus on that heart. It is so important. And I didn't realize how important, because I never saw this Mother Mary. This was my grandmother's picture of that. But I always had this one. And this is how we raise our consciousness. The kingdom of God is within. And I believe it's when you go in and you focus on your heart, watch the beauty that you find. So I am on YouTube. I have not recorded any of these type of videos on my YouTube, which I'm about to. I keep being told I need to share this information there so I can get it out there and get to more people. So yes, I will be doing that. Once I get back from vacation, I'm going to start filming regularly. The kids are back at school, and I want to share this message of love. I want more people to realize how powerful their hearts are, because we've never been told. And I know a lot of people are going through pain and, guilt and shame at this time right now. Just know everything that's happened to us has happened to us for a reason, to show us what's behind that false belief that we're carrying around. And I want to help more people do this. And I'm using a lot of different scientific products and to prove this fact, where one is called I have a frequency machine where I speak into it every day, and it picks up on my vibrational tone of my voice. What notes, our voice is like a music scale. What notes are out of balance, to synchronize my brain and put me in perfect harmony, in resonance, so that way I can have the perfect heart and brain coherence. And it reads those notes and it pulls the ones that are the weak, 2 weaks and one high one. And it creates perfect harmonic binaural beats to synchronize the brain, to put it into perfect harmony. Now, when I get back from vacation next week, I want to offer this to, I'm going to start with 10 people, okay? I'm going to do this for free. This is something that I pay for a service to do, but I want to help more people, and I want to test and get data, not just from me, but when I start doing my YouTube channel. So I want to have more people that have data to share. And what it is you'll just give me a 10-second, 20-second audio clip of your voice. We'll put it through the system. I'll send them to you. You listen to them 3 times a day, and we'll do this for a week. And I want to hear how you feel connected. So if this is something that you're interested in taking part of, please put in the comments, guinea pig, because this is a guinea pig experiment, okay? I want to collect data, and I know I've seen this through the few people I've done it for. It literally can remove stagnant energy of emotion stuck in you, of all those, and it will bring it out. You'll start to cry them out. Sounds funny. I have one gentleman that I've been doing it for. He goes, Kristen, I'm so strong. I'm so tough. I listened to it and I wept like a child. When I finished the 10-minute audio, actually 12 minutes, I felt like a whole new person, like someone lifted the weight of the world off my shoulders, and I'm free to feel again. And it opened his heart. It created that perfect balance in his brain. And he didn't have to relive memories or moments. It synchronized him to a point where he felt peace and less pain in his body. Okay? It is so powerful of what this can do. And eventually I'm going to create a group where we will do these weekly. And I want to help more people elevate their emotion to get them to the point where they are picking up on this beautiful gift we have of connecting to other dimensions, being able to sit quietly and hear within you. We all have the ability to be what people would call mediums. It's not magic. It's actually an innate gift to us. We just forgot how to access it, to listen to our, what we would call gut feeling. Our soul is that gut feeling inside of us, to listen to that. And I want to start making videos on how to decalcify the pineal gland. Oh, awesome, Michael. I'm excited. I want to help more people turn themselves into their spiritual being that we are. We are spiritual beings living a human experience. Many people think we're humans living a spiritual experience. But I believe, and it's my perception, and if you don't agree, that is okay. We're allowed our own perspective, because when we start listening to other people's perspectives and, listening to their point of view, we actually can find harmony in all of our beliefs. Because, I notice right now, religions can cause a lot of conflict. One religion's like, no, I'm right. we all have a piece of the truth, guys. And when we all listen to other people's point of view, we can go, I see where you get that. Okay. I love that. Beautiful. And that's when we live in harmony together as one. And I keep hearing over and over again, the Pledge of Allegiance, one nation under God. And we are not one nation under God right now, but I see it in the future where we can become one nation, whatever you think God is, source, energy, universe, divine, creator, whatever your vision of God is, that is specific to you, that was given to you to understand your truest potential. And don't let anybody tell you you're wrong. You may shift your perspective over time, maybe the more you learn, or your perspective may change and you have a wider view of what is the truth to you, but only you can discern your truth. No one else can tell you. And if they're trying to force you into their belief, that's mind control. We are all given the choice to think what we want. And yes, we may think the wrong thing for a little bit until we go, whoa, okay, well, I was put on that path to learn something that I thought was true for the moment, to find that teacher to show me what I now believe, because I found them and I was like, wow, I want to hear their point of view. And they teach you more truth than you thought before. And it opens up a more beautiful vision of what your truth was before. And I just want us all to understand that we all don't know. We do know. We're all knowing beings. We have just forgotten. And now is the time of remembering, waking up that DNA inside of us that has been asleep. They called it junk DNA for a long time, and it's not really junk. It is the most beautiful piece of DNA that is connecting us interdimensionally to our truest nature and self, to love one another as ourselves. And that is where I see us going, but it's going to take a collective. And I want to invite you on this journey with me. And when I get back from vacation, I'm going to be working on building out my website for my nonprofit so more people can understand what it is that my mission is of bringing love and peace to this planet so we can actually live in harmony with everyone. We're not meant, do you think God meant for us to start wars? No. Do you think he wants us to love our neighbor as ourselves? Yes, it doesn't matter their beliefs, because you know what? When we finally listen to other people's perspective, we don't have to agree, but we can listen to them and go, okay, we all have a different perspective. No one person thinks the same. And one thing I think is really beautiful is we think we know what people think of us. But if we ask them, how do you perceive me? Every one of our friends could perceive us differently than how we perceive ourselves. Many times the way they perceive us is better than we perceive ourselves, because we don't give ourselves enough credit. We don't truly love ourselves. We don't take time to know thyself. Okay? The Bible says, know thyself. And it wasn't until 2 years ago I started to know thyself. And I'm still working on knowing myself. But when we take that time to go in, and unfortunately, as a society, we've been distracted by AI, by having to work 9 to 5s, to become a robot in a sense of like Groundhog's Day. You wake up, you do this, you do this, you do this, get home, go to bed, do it again. We don't have time for this introspection unless we choose to. And again, choice is the key we have. And whatever choice we make puts us on a different timeline. We have multiple timelines. There's multiple timelines going on in the now. And we have a choice. And every time we switch a timeline for the better, watch more miracles happen. And the only way to move and shift those timelines is when we speak and live and feel from the heart. The heart is the most powerful thing that we've ever been given. Gaia has a heartbeat. We have a heartbeat. And when we can go within, quiet our minds, slow down that heart, we connect to the frequency of Gaia, this planet, and to one another, and we become harmonic. We raise the harmonic resonance of the planet and one another. And the more we feel love for ourselves and send it out to others as well, we're going to notice the beautiful gift. And I have this vision of people going, what have I been doing? Giving up my energy and my power because you're letting me be angry with you. You're letting me be angry because you can't stop me from being angry. Only I can stop myself from being angry. And no one can make you angry. That was what we were trained, is when someone does something to us that we don't like, we were trained to be angry and react. Instead of being trained to go within, pause, go into your heart and go, what could they be going through to react to me the way they are? And have compassion for what they may be going through, because we don't walk in their shoes. We don't know what happened to them the day before or 10 minutes before they interacted with us and gave us the bird on the highway when they, someone cut them off or we cut them off. we don't, or if someone cuts us off, we don't know. What we should do is say, I hope you get to your destination safe, because something's going on in their life, either frustration, pain, something could be going on that they've got tunnel vision and they're just angry and disgruntled and they need more love sent to them. So send compassion and love and watch what will change. And I've tested this where there was someone that I felt and I heard that, was just talking not nice things about me. And I knew it wasn't me. It was what was in their heart. They were tainted by something that I must have triggered in them to awaken a realization in them that they weren't comfortable with. And so I just meditated and I sent love every single day. And they came back and they were a totally different person. I didn't change them, because you can't change anyone, okay? You can only change yourself. And when you change yourself to a loving frequency and vibration, everyone around you will change. They will change automatically. And that is the beautiful gift that we have, is we don't need to change anyone. We have to change ourselves. And that is raising our vibration. We need to become high vibe beings and watch how we're able to open up the beauty of this world that our Creator gave us, because we are only seeing 10% of our true potential, guys. Okay, we need to open those hearts to reignite that soul to our Creator, to be given the gifts and knowledge. You'll be sitting there and you could, when you pray and go, oh, please, please, please. No, it's thank you, thank you, thank you. We don't beg, we thank, as if it has already been done now. Okay, this is one little thing. You need to be grateful now for what you want in the future. Act as if you have it now. Visualize it as if it's happening now. What would happen? Who would you hear? Who would you see? Who would you give a hug to when your realization of your goal happened? You have to sit quiet in your mind. Our minds are beautiful things because those thoughts create things. It sends out a frequency and a vibration out into our quantum field to pick up the closest thing, person, place, and connect us, so that way we can fulfill our goal. Now, our goal will be fulfilled if it is for the greater good and it's not to harm anyone. It has to happen. It's the law of the creators. It has to happen, but it has to happen when we are on that channel to receive, because everything we desire is already ours. We just have to make sure we're on that frequency like a radio station to connect and have it become now present in our reality, our 3D reality. Okay, because everything we want is out there. We need to bring it in and connect as if it's now. When we do this, you're going to be walking going, I love playing the game of life, because it is. It's a game of life. We are here in this body for a short period of time, so small that we don't know, and we live as if every day is owed to us. When we live as if today it could be the last, and you give love to everyone, watch how your days, you feel like, oh my gosh, I have miracles happening day after day after day. Now, I think I've told some of you guys a story where I met a farmer in a parking lot. I meditated and prayed 8 hours later. I found a farmer in a parking lot. He was a painter. But when I asked him, hey, I need a painter. And he goes, for what? I said, I don't know. The building, I see you building a farm. And he goes, a farm? I'm a farmer. I think I'm a farmer, not a painter. I was meditating and praying the night before. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sending me a farmer to help me with my mission. I was looking for a plant medicine healer. I meditated, prayed, and boom, found one in the Publix parking lot. The next day. It's when you're in your heart, thank you, thank you, thank you, feeling as if it's now, truly visioning it, putting your 5 senses into it, and then your 6th sense, which is your emotions. We forget emotions have frequency and vibrations, and what we send out comes back. Okay, guys, it's so important that we know what we send out comes back. So if you can, find a way to keep yourself in a high vibrational state. We have that choice. If we find ourselves talking negative in our head, because when we say I am, those are the most powerful words. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word is God. I am, where he says, I am the great I am. When we say I am, that is like we are connecting to our truest self, and we're telling ourselves what we are. So if we go, I am stupid, I am down, I am not able. We are telling ourselves that, in our body will make that not happen. But when we say I am able, I am capable, I am abundant, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am wise, watch how things shift. And speak kind to yourself. Don't look in the mirror and go, oh, look at this. Go, wow, I'm becoming more beautiful every day. I'm becoming stronger. I'm becoming healthier. I'm becoming wiser. Everything that I desire is coming to me greater than I could ever imagine. Speak these positive words. Feel these positive words, and watch how it changes your life. It is not, yes, in the beginning was God. And we have this ability to use this life to change lives, okay? And I truly feel, and it may not be for everyone, I feel like a lot of old souls, and I know I'm an old soul, came here and remembered their mission, which my mission was to help more people find their heart. Because when we do this, that's when we connect to the way God wanted us to live. He didn't want us to live in strife, in war, in fear. He wants us to love your neighbor as yourself. Can you imagine the whole creation, the biggest picture? Oh my gosh. I see the end result in my mind that I can't even express how beautiful it is. Where, yes, all this stuff's going on, and I'm like, you know what, we can shift this. The shift is real. It is going to happen. Where all those bad entities that are out there will be taken out, and the light is going to be what shines through. The love and the light that we are. We are light. When we vibrate high, we literally create ourselves to vibrate faster that start to emanate light. We are light beings, and we're energy. Everything of energy vibrates at a specific frequency. Everything has energy, okay? Everything is energy vibrating at a different frequency. And I just want us all to vibe high, and let's test this out and see if we can shift what's going on in this world that we look at as chaos and shift it to one of love. So get rid of that fear, follow in faith, and bring it and turn it into love. And watch how we can together as a community change the way things move forward. Now, another thing I've been doing is my friend, he had 2 tumors on his lungs. And so I've been testing with him, doing this meditation and really being in the heart space, feeling gratitude and love, and as if he was whole and complete with no disease. One of those tumors left. The other one has not grown anymore. So the power of thought in the heart and believing that you are healed can happen, okay? There's ways where, there's many stories out there of people who have been able to heal themselves through raising their vibration out of fear, because low vibrations cause dis-ease in the body. You have to elevate those emotions, and when you do that, you watch, things will heal themselves. And we have stagnant energy in our body. Like, I'm having back pain, and I know where that's coming from. I was holding on to pain of not making it there on time for my grandmother before she passed. And now as I'm in my heart space going, my grandmother, everything worked out the way it was supposed to. She didn't want me to see her that way, because now she can connect to me in the most beautiful way. The pain is leaving my body because I'm not holding on to anything. I'm not creating that dis-ease in my body. And it's about raising our consciousness, guys, becoming aware of what we think in every moment of our day. So as you're going along your day, pause for a second and go, what was I thinking about 5 seconds ago? And if you can't remember, then you're not walking aware in your day. You need to be aware of what is going in your brain throughout the whole day. So guys, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. As you're sitting in your car just driving, many times we zone off and we're just like, la-di-da-di-da. Focus and go, what was I thinking about 5 minutes ago? Were you thinking about something of a problem rather than a solution? Were you thinking of something of someone that you want to, give them your, give it to them, tell them how you really feel? Or were you going, you know what? What's going on in their life potentially that could be causing them to react that way to me? Let me just send them love, and I hope that pain or anger in their heart can dissipate and turn into compassion and love. Send the opposite of what we've been trained to do, and I want you to see the change that comes in your life. And I know when I fall out of balance, because we manifest everything in our life. What we think and what we feel is projected onto this 3D world that we're living in. So when you shift that energy, and it doesn't happen instantly, it's not like, I'm thinking happy. Okay, well, where's that? I'm thinking in gratitude and in abundance. Where is it? You have to build up that energy field around you. You have to shift all the chaos you've created around you previously and create that love. It takes time. But when you do this on a consistent basis, guys, you become an attractor like that. It is so funny, and you giggle and laugh and you go, thank you, God. Thank you. I see your presence. I know you're here. I know you helped orchestrate all this because you are the source creator of all things. But we have to co-create, and the way we do it is through our heart and our conscious thoughts. We have to be aware. And when we do this over and over and over again, watch, your consciousness will expand into what I call Christ consciousness, where you will get thoughts. I call them downloads just because I like to joke and say we're computers in a sense, because we are. We're the most intelligent technology when we turn on all of our DNA and reignite that soul within us. where we literally have got an angel with us 24/7. Our higher self is with us, and we just have to call. We have to ask, and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you shall find. But we forget we have these, or maybe we were never taught that we are never alone. We are never alone. Okay? So we are connected to our higher selves that's able to give us information, but we never quiet our mind down long enough. We constantly have this chatter. And I was in Massachusetts this past week, and I was asking my girlfriend, I said, can you shut your brain off and not think of anything? And she's like, no. I'm constantly like, oh, tree, bird. Oh, look at that person crossing the road. We're constantly talking in our head, where if we don't stop talking, how is anyone else allowed to talk? How are we allowed to let God or our higher selves or spirits connect to us and give us answers to our problems? So like, say if you're like, I really need money, thank you, God, I'm so appreciative, or thank you, whatever you believe in, thank you for this, because we're thanking it before it happens. How are we able to hear? Because it's not just going to go poof, here's $1 million in front of you. You'll get an inspiration, like a ping, I call it download, of an idea, an inspiration to create something to bring that money to you, or connect to someone to bring that money to you. Like I was meditating and praying for $1 million for my nonprofit. Well, within a week, I had someone contact me that wanted to donate that. And it was all through me being in my heart, feeling love and gratitude that it was already delivered, and building that electromagnetic field with my heart over and over again, being grateful, feeling it in my head, gratitude every single second of the day. I could think of how to think and be grateful and help someone else. Also, you need to serve as well. 51% of your life should be serving, whether not serving like you have to give all your money away, but serving, holding the door from someone, smiling, being an ear for someone who needs to talk, being present with someone when they're speaking. Your biggest gift is being present, not thinking in the back of your mind, oh, what am I doing tomorrow? Oh, I got to go grocery shopping. Be present with them. That's a gift. You're serving them by opening yourself up to hold space for them. So when we're aware of how we can serve others in our day, every day, those miracles, you're just adding to that vibration of love, because we're supposed to help our neighbor. We're supposed to help others. We're supposed to love. And when you serve 51% of your life over yourself, don't forget to fill your cup, because you're supposed to be serving with what's overflowing. So you need to make sure you serve you, give quiet time for you, gratitude for you, quiet your mind, even if it's just 10 minutes a day sitting there and being in your heart and just being grateful. Write every morning. I do this 10 things I'm grateful for every day. Do this and then feel it. Don't just write it out as fast as you can. Feel, I'm so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because that's how you attract more. Like attracts like. Thinking about the things you're grateful for are going to attract more of it. And if you believe you can achieve something, you will receive it. I promise you. So guys, on that note, the power of the heart, discover it, try it out, and I promise you, your life will change. Even if you've got some fear of something coming up. And I've done this with money too, where I was like, oh boy, before I started working again, I bought land for my nonprofit to build a retreat center. I said, how am I going to pay for this? And I heard, you will be provided for. You'll find a way. I said, okay, good. So I had one land payment and I only had $900 in the bank account. My land payment was $1,300. And I was just like, thank you for sending it. My sister sent me a wire to get me that amount and more for money I loaned her years ago that I never even asked to pay back. She just did it out of the kindness of her heart. And I was like, wow. So I had no fear. But I was also thinking of ways to, all right, what can I do to make a business? So I sat and meditated, and that money came in before I needed to create that. Okay, so find ways to feel gratitude, because here is the formula. You have to have an attitude of gratitude. Feeling love and joy in your heart is the secret, and joy is the key. Put those three things together and watch your life unfold in the most beautiful ways that you will never, ever give up your emotions of anger to someone, because they are now changing the frequency of your vibration. And they're stealing your blessings on the way because you're letting them. They're not stealing. You're allowing them to take that energy like a vampire, suck it out of you because they've caused you anger. When you send love instead, holy cow, watch it tenfold, the beautiful abundance coming your way. Because it isn't our job to blame anyone else. They cannot make us feel any way. We make ourselves feel that way. They may have done something to cause us to feel that way, but it's our emotions where we've programmed, if you do this, I feel anger, rather than when you do this, I feel compassion. When you do this, I'm going to send you love. And we have the choice to change that, renew our minds, renew the way we react. Okay, we can choose to react in love or in anger. I choose love because I know the power of the heart and what it's done for me. And I would love you guys to discover that for yourselves, because when you open your heart, you unlock the true potential of who you are, and you literally can become superhuman in the way of sending love, joy, and happiness to everyone else. All right? Have a blessed day, and I'll catch you later.